الو. ايه؟ سافرت؟ سافرت فين؟
حبيب حياتي معاك حياتي معاك وانا بسهر وبدار انا
Hosni Mubarak is a good guy, yes. Okay, anybody he doing for first for himself, and he look for somebody else, yes. But Hosni Mubarak for me, he not doing nothing because I'm not see any work he doing. Only I see only the bridge, for real. Not doing something for the employment, not doing something for the economy, not doing something. He 13 years, I'm not seeing nothing about Egypt.
All right, well that's a tricky question because I mean there's obviously a lot of things that were wrong with the guy, mainly that it was really undemocratic for the same guy to be in power for 30 years, and there's always been like this undercurrent of we don't really like him, he's not the best leader, but no one was outright mad with him until, you know, the whole Arab Spring kicked off, and then people realized, you know what, I mean, we don't like him, and now I think we could do something about it. These people in Tunisia have done something about it, and they realized we've actually got some power, like as a cohesive group, so let's try this, let's do this. So I think if there hadn't been that thing in Tunisia, people wouldn't have really woken up. He would have run his natural course, maybe ruled for 4 or 5 more years and retired. There's a lot of speculation as to whether his son would actually have, you know, taken up the reins after him, but he might have not. Either way, that's not the way things turned out.
Nothing.
Huh?
Nothing.
You could say more about it. How do you see Mubarak?
He was president
Okay.
by enforcement.
By enforcement. Okay.
I would see him as a thief, as a big thief. He's a big thief. Yeah, and he's the most one. He destroyed the country for 80 years. Destroyed the education, destroyed everything in Egypt.
The culture, the future,
Yeah.
and the past.
Yes.
He destroyed everything for himself.
Media, depending on which side you're looking at it,
Yeah.
the two sides to it. The American media, I think they've made a mistake in many ways. Like, for example, they were pro-Mubarak, and then we dumped them. I'll give you a history of American politics, and this is one thing that I'll tell you. When I was growing up, we used to say the British were the matchstick, the Americans were the fire, and the Russians were the ashes. Now, go back into history. Start from Philippines. What happened to Marcos? American puppet is gone. Vietnam, what happened? It's gone. Burma, gone, right? Pakistan, Iraq, Iran, the Shah is gone. Saddam is gone, right? Ethiopia, El Selassie is gone, right? Where else? Biafra. Go into South America. Nicaragua, Panama. What's happening to all those countries now? So wherever we've put our foot in there, we're just looking out for our interests. We're not looking out for the interests of the people. And this is where the problem is.
I mean, the U.S. media, I'm going to try to sound fairly objective here, or at least fairly like rational, but the U.S. media always has a tendency of, you know, picking the worst places to film, but at the same time, you can't deny that these places were there. Like, sure, we can complain all we want about, oh, they filmed the place where there was all the fighting and all the, you know, tear gas, but the fact remains that there was tear gas and there was fighting, and so it's not like they made these things up. These things were there. I mean, sure, at the same time, they could have focused more attention to, you know, peaceful protests or people who are protecting other people while they were praying, all the really moving stuff. But I think they mostly focused on, you know, the violent aspect as well as like a general overview. I mean, they could have done a better job, but overall, I'm not too unhappy about what they did. They really brought some media attention to the case.
The future in Egypt is so bad. For real, I'm no like Muslim brother. I'm no like because the Muslim brother he sells the Egypt and he sells the people now. About the deal with soldier. and now he feeling he lose, and now he start he moving, but he lose the cross the street outside.
The future is going to be bright. I think what it is that right now, it's like any kid when he's teething, and this country is teething right now. I mean, what is it? About 45% of the Egyptian population is under the age of 30. So what do you expect? It's going to be amazing.
I'd like to be hopeful, and due to recent events, such as like lots of Islamist leaders being distanced from the elections completely due to allegations of one sort or another, I'm fairly hopeful, because although there is still one Islamist in the lead, there's also a liberal in the lead, and so it's sort of a neck and neck thing right now, but I'm still hopeful that at this point there's like the world's eye is on Egypt right now and on the coming elections, so that will at least make sure people like respect the boundaries. No one's really going to try to overstep them, at least for some time. I can't be hopeful about like the far future, but at least for some time people are going to attempt to portray this image of like we're like trying to democratize, we're trying to. So all in all, I'm fairly hopeful.
كده كده لما انت بتهواني كده كده بتشغل